we're doing Hero and Jet Li. And here's the song that didn't make the soundtrack.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life.
We talk about a movie that we all had to watch. And
Yeah.
this week, we had to watch the 2002 film Hero, starring Jet
20
Li,
years old.
Donnie Yeng, Maggie CHEUNG, and a couple other guys. So I'm gonna play this. So let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I hadn't watched it. The first time I saw this, I had it on VHS before it kind of got released. Cause I think it got released in America like 2 years after. So I had it like a little bit early, and it was like subtitled and everything. But I don't think I've watched it really. Like I sit down and watch like the whole movie since that VHS last night.
Mm-hmm.
So
It gave me a lot of Crouching Tiger, like you said in the private chat, Phil.
yeah,
Like Crouching Tiger stuff.
yeah.
I didn't know Donnie Yeng was in it.
I forgot he was in it.
I didn't look at the cast and I was like, oh, it's a young Donnie Yeng.
I think that unfortunately, I think
looks
like
the same.
Yeah.
Jet Li and Donnie Yen's fight might be like the best fight of the movie, and it happens in the first 15 minutes.
That's what had me worried when I was watching it. I was like,
I don't
are we
know.
watching the best fight in the beginning of the movie?
I think it was the best fight in the movie.
So
Because
basically,
honestly, after that fight, I was the rest of the movie really kind of bored me.
what this movie is a story about the Nameless One, who's played by Jet Li, who is a soldier who went out and took care of some assassins that were trying to murder the emperor, and he's allowed to get close.
He's not the emperor. He's the king of a specific region.
Right,
who
he's
wants
the
to
king
take
of the
over
land
all
of
the regions.
the land of Ki, the Q.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it. And he's out there conquering lands. They want to get all the lands together, and so Jet Li goes out to fight these assassins. And what it comes out to be is that this is all just a huge plot by Jet Li, the Nameless One, to get close enough to the emperor or the king so that he could kill him. And that's basically what the story is. And, he's sitting there telling, the whole movie is him sitting and telling a story to the king of how he defeated these people. And it's pretty cool when they're like, oh, you defeated this person. You get this much gold, this much this much that, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, you defeated this person. You get to move up 10 steps. You get this much gold, this much that. But Jet Li didn't, the Nameless One. Manny says, my daughter's sick, so could watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Oh, I hope she gets better. I hope she feels better.
Mm-hmm. He Kaiser Soze's him.
Yes. And so the first person he fights is the Donnie Yen character. And like we said, it's probably the best fight in the
Falling
movie.
Sky?
Sky.
Or
It
just
was
Sky,
Sky.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just Sky. Which is a cool fight scene. You got to check that out. And then he has to go fight two other people.
Like half of it happens just like in their mind, like that part.
Yes,
was
yes, they fought the whole fight in their mind.
Like that was a really cool part.
Because the musician guy who plays the music during the whole thing,
yes,
yeah,
he's like, "I'm out of here." And then that was a weird part too, because they were in the middle of a fight. Then all of a sudden, they're just like standing still, and they're like, "Sir, can you please continue the music?"
Right.
And then he plays the music, and they fight in their mind. And then his string breaks, and that breaks them out of the dream. And then they fight. So he was successful in that. And then the next people he has to fight are Broken Sword.
Yep.
And
that's it. Flying Snow.
Flying Snow. So he said the king is a very smart king. And he's asking him how he did all these things. And he's like, your sword is faster than theirs. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, I had to infiltrate.
Them both at the same time?
Yeah, I had to infiltrate, be one of them, and do it in a sneaky way. But it comes to find out that he's actually telling the king a lie. He's making up this story as he's telling them. But the king is, he's like, you're lying to me. And this is probably, then the king tells his version of what he thinks happened. And that was a little weird for me. And then finally they tell you the real version of what happened. In the first version, Broken Sword was cheating on Flying Snow, and that's why they got into an argument. In the
No,
second,
other way around. She was cheating on him. He got jealous. Loved the one.
Who
you're
was
with,
she
with the
cheating
woman
on
in the
him with?
room with Sky.
Yeah.
Really, I missed that part.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
why.
Ah.
That's why he brings the top of the sword or whatever and leaves it there, and then she opens it and it starts crying because she knows he's dead. And I remember he says the thing about he said that I'm only upset that I only one person I loved or something like that, but he doesn't say who. He just kind of hints at it, and she won't say anything and kind of has her head turned, and then Broken Sword figures it out. At least in that version.
Yeah, and that happens.
And then again, turns around, love the one you're with, and she watches.
Yeah.
And then she kills him.
Yeah. And then the second version. Remind me of the second version.
No, wait a second. Okay. No, I was convinced that Sword had sex with Moon, and that pissed off Snow. That is what
He did that. He did that in retaliation.
In retaliation.
That was what, you know what?
Yeah.
This is what happened. This is what happens when I'm watching a movie and I'm getting a little out of it. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, he's mad because he thinks that, or the story is that she had cheated on him, so he had sex with Moon right there, knowing that she
was
watching.
Yeah.
And then she kills him as a result.
By the way, all this for that not to be the true story
Not
anyway.
to be the
Right.
true story.
Yeah.
And this version has my favorite fight of the whole movie, the one where the two women are fighting in the yellow leaves.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
in the
that was
leaves.
just-
Okay.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous.
That is a good fight, yes.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then when she finally kills her, all the leaves turn red. I was like, this is just gorgeous
Yes.
to look at.
What was the second story?
I don't remember. Honestly.
That was the second story. No, that was the.
No.
the-
The
yeah,
second
that
story was the king, and he said you guys plotted together to
yeah.
kill me. So then the nameless one starts saying a story, but it's a little different this time.
Well,
Oh yeah, Broken Sword and it's like
That
she
sword and
died
shield
and they were gonna
too.
fight for her honor or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
they
but
had to
they're-
fight on the water.
Yeah.
right.
That was
But that's still kind of a fake thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then like the
Yeah.
whole thing is he works it out where he's like, Sword is the one that tells him, the nameless one, like, no, I think this ruler is the guy who's going to unify our land, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
And convinces him that he's got to go see him, right? And then Sword has to fight with Snow. And of course, because he loves her, he's not really retaliating. And then she accidentally kills him.
Mm-hmm.
And that is real.
She doesn't accidentally kill. Well, he lets.
They
her
make an
kill him.
agreement.
He lets her kill him
Oh,
because remember, he said, "I can't let you kill the king. I'm gonna try to stop you." So
Okay, again, this
after
is
the
a little-
whole clip, after the whole thing happens,
and she kills herself.
after Nameless One does not kill the king, remember they plotted all together to do this. They tried to do it 3 years earlier, but Broken Sword, something stopped him from killing the king. And he writes the two words that makes Nameless One realize that, and then she's upset at the end. She's like, "What did you say to him?" And he's like, "I just said two words, our land, blah blah." So he's like, "What can I do to make you know that I love you?" And she's like, she pulls the sword out. She's like, "You gotta fight." So they start fighting, and when they go toward each other with the sword, you'll notice that Broken Sword just goes like that, and he flings his sword.
Yes.
He puts it down, and she kills him.
Right. But look, I feel that is a very interpretive dance battle that we're watching. I'm taking it as I could never hurt you. I love you. This is my proof. And she's just like, no, I told you to fight. And like, oh, I killed you. And then what does she do? She kills herself. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah. Well,
Kills
she
herself
killed
behind
herself
them, like together,
afterwards,
right?
after she killed
Yeah.
him, yeah.
now I gotta tell you, Phil said earlier in the chat, this is really very art house cinema, and it truly is, because like
really
that
is.
whole battle there, I'm like, I mean, did you have to kill him? Couldn't you just listen to the man you're in love with?
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, and it looked great, but you know,
One of my favorite
what-
parts is when the Nameless One, to convince them that he's so good, Remember they throw like stuff in the air and he throws
in
like
the
a
library.
wood stick,
Yes.
yeah, and he slices the wood stick in half while all those things are going
Yeah, all
down
those-
because he wants to let them know that he can stab them without hitting a vital organ.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that they live, so it looks believable.
I just love visually about this movie how every major story or every major fight and scene is monochromatic.
Yeah, and there's a
Yeah,
primary
It's just
color.
it's really
Like
cool.
the room with the stuff coming down, the primary color is blue, right?
Yeah.
And like,
Then you have
then
the
the
red
flashback-
one where they're doing the
gray.
calligraphy.
And the
calligraphy's
green
all
one
red.
when they flash back when they're going to
Yeah.
get the king. That was pretty cool too. Yeah, very dope.
And I forgot. It was funny because I mean I've seen this movie, and I own it on UMD, which is that's when you know you love it because you can only watch it on a PSP screen about this big. But the Donnie Yen, what's his name? In that fight, I was like, oh right, they're gonna be flying around in this because when Jet Li jumps and kind of flies backwards, I'm like, oh right, I forgot.
I saw a little part where I forget who he's fighting. I think he's fighting Sky. But he goes like this and he puts his foot and then you see like a little block coming out. I was like, you missed that part. You should have zoomed in on him and got that out of there. This scene was crazy when they're firing the arrows.
At the calligraphy school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
They
like,
go
even the way
outside.
they like fired the arrows where they got on their back with their feet, like
Yeah.
Can you imagine when they're filming? All right, we just need you to just do this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so many arrows. So
Well, how
many
about-
arrows.
How about too when the just before the whatever we're calling him, not the emperor, but the king says to him, "I know you're lying." All of the candles go kind of do this towards him, like he's breathing it in and going, he can control the elements there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of crazy because everything goes silent. And you just see the flames all do this. Right there, that one.
Yeah, that was a crazy scene. He threw his sword at him. He's like, all right, I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to stare at this thing. And meanwhile, all the priests and everything rush up.
That
was creepy.
that's
When
the
priests
symbol
were
for
like-
sword. That's the symbol
Yeah.
for sword that he was
Right.
doing.
When
Yeah,
they,
that's behind
remember when
him.
they were all chanting, they were like, permission to execute. Permission to execute. I was like, oh, it's creepy. They're like, do not let him live. Do not let him live. They're all saying it at the same time. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I didn't like the fact that they didn't show him with the arrows getting hit by the arrows. They only showed
Now,
like a
did you-
shadow outline.
Did you watch it with subtitles, or did somebody
No.
watch it with a dubbed version?
I
was
watched it
dope.
with subtitles.
It was
I watched it
dope.
with subtitles, so
Mine was
I'm
dubbed.
hearing. What's it? Yours was dubbed?
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh, look
wondering.
at that. Two did subtitles.
That's why, yeah, I'm wondering how your experience was different as far as that goes, because I'm getting the full Chinese, and it was kind of interesting to listen to them talk that way. I mean, I don't speak Chinese, but just their inflections are different.
I kind of want to see it in the subtitle, but it's just like one of those movies that you do things while you're watching it.
Yeah, well, that's it, right?
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, this was a pretty cool movie. I enjoyed it very much. From the producer of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
And how is Tarantino involved? Because at the beginning it says
He's the
he
producer.
presents.
I think he
Oh,
helped get it
okay.
over
Yeah.
to America. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Alright.
say, let's be
That's
honest.
the
Like
scene that I love.
this in the house. What is it? House of Flying Daggers.
Yep.
I didn't love
Like-
that one.
I
It
like
doesn't
that
matter.
one.
My point
Right.
being, these two, Hero and that movie, would not have made it here had it not been for the success of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I would, and just personally, I think this one's better than
Hmm.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. But
Really?
this is
See,
my,
I
of those
like
three,
Crouching
this is my
Tiger
favorite.
more because it's got like a nice detective story going on in it, you know, and it saves all the heavy-handed philosophy for the end. This one is like, let me tell you a tale that may or may not be true with the philosophy lessons interwoven. And I'm like, I'm trying to enjoy a movie. Why are you guys giving me all?
I might like Crouching Tiger better than this just because the girl fight is better than Donnie Yen's fight.
Oh my God!
Right
With
here.
all the weapons she almost
Yeah.
took part of her
That was
hand.
the better
I
of
love
the
that
fight.
scene. That was the moment in time I fell in love with Michelle Yeoh. That right there.
You know what I was waiting for? I was waiting for all of them to show up and help him fight the king.
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, he didn't kill any of them. Well, they died afterwards, but I was waiting for them to all show up. Like, okay, now let's get it on. You know what I mean? But didn't go that way. But yeah. All right. So that's
So nobody
Hero.
liked House of Flying Daggers?
I
haven't
like
seen
that
it.
one. I like that one a
That's
lot.
okay. It's not my
Yeah,
favorite.
it's a good one.
The bamboo scene in that one I love, but the rest of the movie,
All right. So that's Hero, starring Jet Li, Donnie Yang, Maggie Cheung. Good movie. Go check it out. We recommend it. It's one of those Sunday kickback, do your laundry, fold your laundry, watch movies.
If you're
Oh
watching
my
it dubbed.
God! And I would say no. I would be like,
If you're watching
pay
it dubbed.
attention.
If you're watching it dubbed. If you're watching it,
If you're watching it dubbed, if you're
subtitles,
not, read the subtitles that more accurately explain what's going on.
Yeah.
Pay attention
I kind
to
of like the
movies.
new dubbing now, like you see on Netflix, the new kind of dubbing where they make the English fit how they speak. Do you know what I'm saying? If you watch the new dubbing on new shows, like new shows that come from overseas,
I noticed that when I was watching. Dark.
yeah, they'll make the English fit to the length they speak, so it kind of looks more crisp.
Yeah,
But
but
let me tell you, I
it
still
doesn't change what they're saying.
yes, it does, right?
It does a little,
Because-
yeah.
and which is annoying because sometimes it's never bad enough to affect the plot, but it is bad enough to affect your interpretation of the scene.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so I'm like, because I didn't know. I gotta say, Dark fooled me in the beginning, and I thought like, oh, maybe my audio is a little out of sync. And then I'm like, maybe this isn't from this country. Let me look this show up. And I'm like, oh, it's from this country.
All right, that's our movie of the week. Go check it out. All right,
It's worth checking out. It's a good one.
definitely.
What's next week? Do we decide yet?
No.